Hello, this is Gretchen Tallman, and today I'm having a conversation with Dave Franicki with Platinum First Realty, Mary Frances Coleman of Thompson Law, and Jeff Obrasky with Homeowners Financial. Today I'm going to be acting as though I am a distressed homeowner, and I'm going to be speaking to the qualified experts to give me some direction on what possible liabilities I might have, what possible pitfalls there may be in the option of short selling my home. So first in the conversation, I'm going to be speaking with Dave so that he can give me his input and his direction on the initial steps of the process. So Dave?
So as the market's been evolving, what I've been finding out is that the homeowners are facing tremendous amounts of liabilities. Over the last 3, 4, 5 years, homeowners have gone through the process of doing a short sale, and what they're finding out 2, 3 years later, they're encountering calls from the lenders and suits on deficiency judgments. So with that, I did some research, and what I found out is that there are other parties that should be part of the short sale process, that including legal and the lender. So I brought together a team of Mary Frances and Jeff so that we can offer you the most succinct, the clearest pathway so you can make an intelligent decision. With that, Mary Frances, if you could just pipe in and just share what your thoughts are and why we interact so well and what you can offer the folks.
Sure, absolutely. I think that one of the most important things for homeowners after they've taken the step, usually, most homeowners come to us via their realtor, but once they've taken the step to contact the realtor about the possibility of short selling their home, if Dave would refer those clients over to us, that we could have the initial consultation with them about what that means for them. Dave's right. We're starting to see quite a bit of repercussions from short sales that were negotiated in the past 4 or 5 years. We have statute of limitations that are starting to toll. So lenders are starting to pursue borrowers from previous short sales. So the initial conversation or consultation that I would have with a client is about their potential liability in a short sale, how we could overcome that in negotiating a release or a waiver of the deficiency pursuit from the lender or lenders. Many times there's more than one involved in the transaction. But also the client needs to understand, the homeowner needs to understand that sometimes a short sale is not the best solution for them. And rather than go through the process only to be disappointed at the end, there are times when allowing the property to go to trustee sale or trying to do a loan modification, although we don't have as much success with those anymore as we used to, there are other alternatives to the short sale. But for the most part, I'll say, even if there is another alternative to the borrower, we will discuss, look, you can still list your property for sale if you would like to attempt the short sale. See if we can work with Dave to market it and list it, and he's going to do the real estate part of that, and then come back to us with the real estate part of it and the legal part of it, and look to the best way to protect the distressed homeowner, the borrower, from future consequences in dealing with the current situation of their distressed property.
So Mary Frances, then, once we've talked about the listing of the home and the possible pitfalls that might come of that, my concern as, acting as the distressed homeowner would be, well, how does this affect me long term in my credit and my ability to be a homeowner again in the future? So Jeff, can you possibly give me some of the feedback?
Absolutely, and what I see is twofold. First of all, I see a lot of people who have strategic options available to them simultaneously while considering the short sale. And it's really important that those that may be able to take advantage of a strategic situation before you start missing payments, okay, that you do come and see me, okay, because there may be an option for you to do something from a homeowner's perspective now. And there are some people that doesn't work for, okay, and for those, the most important thing is to know exactly what they need to do to prepare themselves to become an owner again. A lot of people don't realize, they hear the 3 years, 4 years, and in actuality, Fannie Mae does allow you to purchase as little as 2 years afterwards. You do need a significant down payment, 20%, but there are people, especially if they're going to go 6 or 8 or 12 months even without paying a mortgage, who can prepare for that. And it's just important to know what they need to do to prepare themselves, both for today and for tomorrow.
Outstanding. So as I'm hearing this, the feeling I get is that coming to the qualified experts to get this direction is really critical. not going it on your own, and really getting the feedback from the realtor, from the licensed attorney, who's frankly a real estate expert, and also from the qualified lender, so that before I make any decisions of going late or walking away from the property, I know what direction I need to take. Would you agree that that's probably the best path to
Right,
take?
and also a really important thing is when you want to make sure you're going to get the top dollar for your home, because your lender wants to make sure they're going to get the top dollar in the shortest amount of time. So the marketing is really critical. But after you finally close the deal, you also want to know that you can sleep at night knowing that there's no issues popping up later on. Because if it's not done right, if the short sale's not done right, it can affect you in so many variables. I mean, you mentioned the credit, and of course the legal, but it can affect your job if you have a highly critical job that requires credit. There's a lot of variables out there. So again, with the process, if I can just, Gretchen, you came to the website.
Right.
You were looking for information.
Correct.
My goal was to say, I'm not qualified to be to be an attorney. I'm not qualified to be a lender, but I can direct people and put a team together, so that from your perspective, you can sell your home the shortest amount of time, and the team can work with us on that.
And I agree. I don't purport to know how to list and sell your property and get that top dollar.
Right.
That's Dave's responsibility. Nor do I know how, we talk about your credit in a consultation and how that may or may not be affected. But for the most part, that's my little box of knowledge. Jeff knows all of that and how you can proceed in the future. So I can't do either of their jobs. And I would hope that they wouldn't even want to do my job.
Right.
So we all have to work together to do what's right for the homeowner. And I think that's the most important part. Sometimes we lose sight of the fact that we are all responsible in some way, shape, or form to do what's in the best interest of that distressed homeowner.
Absolutely, and I can tell you from a lender's perspective, I see a lot of people who didn't have this kind of advice, who went about it willy-nilly, okay, or went just to a realtor. The
Right.
realtor did everything.
Right.
I see them 2 years later, they think they're free and clear to move forward, and there's second mortgages that aren't released. We've talked about that. They thought they had a bankruptcy and they don't. They really have a foreclosure. I mean, there's lots of overlaying issues, and they didn't have the kind of advice, and they think 2 or 3 years later that they're ready to go, and they only find out very disappointedly, unfortunately, that their clock hasn't even started ticking yet.
So what you're saying, Jeff, is that if it's not done right up front, this is going to impact them 3 years when they want to buy a home, because there's surprises that'll
Absolutely, 100%.
Yes.
They think
Because
I mean, and certainly, I as the potential home seller or the person with the debt that needs to be
Right.
resolved, I certainly don't want to in the future have to find out that debt was never actually in fact resolved.
Right.
And that it's lingering on, and here I'm trying to acquire another home some years in the future, and I can't.
Right.
Because it was never taken care of at the point in time that it should have been taken care of.
And there's other issues besides, honestly, just the debt of the loan that was used to acquire the property. We frequently see clients who come in with an HOA lawsuit against them because during the time that they didn't pay their mortgage, and either it went to short sale or it went to foreclosure, with short sale these are going to get taken care of, but in a foreclosure that HOA lien still exists, and that's a personal obligation. That absolutely can impact your credit. If you didn't show up at to defend yourself in that lawsuit because you thought this was all gone away after the foreclosure,
$4,000
you're wrong. You're
Right.
wrong.
Understood. Well, I thank you all for your time today. It's been very helpful, and look forward to working with all of you.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.